Good afternoon from the National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System. Welcome to Newsline, a 30-minute presentation of the most compelling news from Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Tuesday, the 8th of August, 2023. I am Vafli Kamara presenting. In the headlines, President George Weah commences official campaign for re-election in Montserrat County today. Joint Security holds major meeting with presidential candidates ahead of October's election. Bapolu County Senator Daniel Nitin dies at age 67 in India. And away from home, a South African court acquits suspected child rapist and killer. These and many more stories, including sports, the weather reports, the news in simple English, French, are coming up. First, Maxwell Johnson and the news bulletin.
Democratic Change Standard Bearer, ruling coalition for Democratic Change Standard Bearer, President George Weah has kicked off his campaign for re-election in Montserrat County. The Liberian leader is visiting and touring Districts 7 and 8 in Montserrat County. Our reporter said series of endorsements by several groups are lining up to boost the president's re-election bid. Some of the groups include megaphone announcers for President Weah re-election and innovators for President Weah re-election. The CDC standard bearer is first taking part in a major rally near the Jonkwan Town Market in Sinko before going to District number 7. President George Weah has yet again received another public endorsement to solidify his re-election. The latest comes from former Agriculture Minister and Bon County senatorial candidate Dr. Morgana Flomo. On Economic Hour Tuesday, Dr. Flomo said the decision to endorse President Weah is based on the vision and development trademark of the Liberian leader.
I see him to be someone with vision. And I think that with the kind of work he has started, this is the first time we're going to have the road being like this from ELBC Junction to the airport. The work that is going on here is just one example.
The former agriculture minister argued that President Weah must be given the chance to complete ongoing development projects and leave behind a positive legacy. Meanwhile, several citizens of Bon County, including Bon for Weah, the leading campaign group for the Liberian leader, have commended Dr. Morgana Flomo for the decision. A one-day high-level dialogue between the joint security and presidential candidates is currently taking place at the ministerial complex in Congo Town. The joint security comprises the Liberian National Police, Liberia Immigration Service, and Armed Forces of Liberia. It is being chaired by Justice Minister Councillor Frank Musa Dean and Minister of National Defense Daniel Zianka, and attended by a representative from the National Elections Commission. The security heads and presidential candidates are highlighting key issues regarding the peace and stability of the country ahead of the October 10th presidential and legislative elections. Meanwhile, details from the high-level security meeting will emerge in our subsequent newscast. State prosecutors in the murder case involving former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott and 3 others have withdrawn the motion for change of venue. Recently, prosecution filed a 14-count motion for change of venue to Criminal Code A as provided for under criminal procedure law. The motion of withdrawal, a copy of which is in possession of our station, is dated August 7 and addressed to Criminal Code A judge, indicating that they reserve the right to refile should that need arises. Meanwhile, prosecution also requested the judge of Criminal Code A to order the clerk to place the notice of withdrawal on the court records. Bapolu County Senator Daniel Nathan is dead. He died at the age of 67 on Tuesday, August 8 in India, where he was seeking medical treatment. Senate Director of Press Alfred Johnson confirmed the news about the Bapolu County Senator's death in an interview with ELBC Tuesday. Senator Nathan was the Senate Committee Chair on Transport and Chairman on the Opposition Alternative National Congress. He was also seeking re-election in this year's election, and the Senate has described his death as shock and a great loss. Citizens of District 3 in Sino County are expected to benefit a Titan Room hospital. A followed groundbreaking ceremony over the weekend by the United Sapo Association based in the United States. Speaking at the ceremony, the head of the group, Frances Meyer, said their move is aimed at giving back to the people of Sino. She also disclosed that the construction of the hospital will help buttress government's effort in providing basic health services to the people. Madam Meyer told our correspondent that the construction of the health facility will begin this month. A man believed to be in his 30s has been forwarded to court for allegedly destroying a police checkpoint in Bapolo County. According to our Bapolo County correspondent, the alleged perpetrator, identified as Mustafa Zize, hails from Grand Cape County. Suspect Zize said there were about 100 motorcyclists who committed the act, but he was the only one arrested by police over the weekend. He attributed the action to alleged harassment of cyclists by the police. Suspect Zize is meanwhile pleading for mercy. And several youth of Magibi County under the banner First-Time Voters are vowed to support the re-election bid of President George Weah. The youth are said to be organized from 3 localities in the county, Dolotown, Petertown, and Harvey, respectively. The groups helped Moses Fawoli told our correspondent that their decision is based on the president's enormous development programs with specific focus on promoting education. According to him, President Weah has endeavored to better the education sector, highlighting the payment of WASS fees and free tuition at public universities and colleges. Receiving the endorsement statement, Magibi County Assistant Superintendent Emmanuel Stevens lauded the group, describing the decision as being far-sighted.
Maswa Johnson with the news bulletin. You're listening to Newsline on ELBC Radio. One of the big stories we're following this afternoon: President George Weah commences official campaign for re-election in Montserrat County today. Well, the Senate has received a shocking news of the death of Bapolo County Senator Daniel Niten. Senator Niten died in India at the age of 67 following a brief illness. Before coming on air, Samson David caught up Senate Director of Press Alfred Johnson to get more